Shalom, welcome back. I have another delicious recipe waiting for you guys. We are going to be making Domino's Alfredo copycat recipe. You're going to need some chicken breasts. You're going to need to wash and clean your chicken and cut it down into bite sizes. And while I'm cutting this down into bite sizes, I also wanted to let you know, if you haven't already liked, shared, and also subscribed to this channel, I would advise that you do so, because I'm going to be making a lot of delicious recipes just like this. And not only that, I'm also going to be adding some one-on-one classes where you can learn the basics of cooking. So back to the video. I'm going to be transferring this chicken right into a bowl. This is completely optional, but it does help when you are seasoning your chicken. From there, I'm going to bring the bowl right next to me so we can add these seasonings. I'm going to be adding Slap Your Mama. All the seasonings will be in the description. Some garlic powder, some onion powder, some black pepper, some paprika, Larry's seasoning salt, Mrs. Dash garlic and herb, paprika. And with that, everything will be in the description, but I usually use 2 tablespoons for each seasoning, which is completely optional for you. Now, after that, I'm going to give this a quick mix and blend this together and set this aside in the fridge for about a good 5 to 10 minutes. Now I'm going to go in with half a stick of the garlic and herb butter. There's a reason. Trust me when I say this. And I'm also going to be adding some light olive oil to the pan. Now this is going to help fry the chicken or stir fry the chicken. You're going to be cooking your chicken for about a good 15 to 20 minutes. You'll know when your chicken is done when you start to see the color change within your chicken. But I'll definitely show you. You're going to want to mix your chicken while it's in the pan for just the first coat. The only reasons why is because you want that garlic and herb to touch every morsel of the chicken. And as you can see, it's still cooking as of right now. So we're going to leave that alone and set that aside for just a second. And we're going to use a yellow onion. Now, yellow onion, we're only going to be using a little bit, so it's kind of a half of an onion. You can use more if you like to, but we already have onion powder seasoning in there, so you don't need as much. But I am going to be using 2 Roman tomatoes because it accentuates the taste within this Alfredo. You're just going to cut this down into bite sizes, just like I'm showing on the screen. And once you're done, go ahead and add it to the bowl as well. And once we have everything added to the bowl, what we're going to do is we're going to wait until our chicken is completely cooked. By this time, you prepping everything, trust me when I say this, your chicken should be well done. So as you can see on the screen, this is when you know your chicken is thoroughly cooked. Go ahead and get an empty bowl and put the chicken inside of the bowl. As you can see on the screen, look at all those delicious seasonings, and if you could smell my kitchen right now, it smells so good. Now with all those wonderful, delectable seasonings down there in the pot, we're going to add the onion and the tomato. We're going to give this a quick stir fry. We're going to add a little pinch of salt and a little pinch of parsley. Now we're going to be cooking these tomatoes and onions down until they become completely translucent. Once they become translucent, which I'm going to show you right now, just like that, we're now going to add a bag of spinach, fresh spinach of course. And from there, make sure that you wash and clean your spinach and add that. Now, spinach is one of those things that, yes, when you first put it in the pan, it might overflow a little bit, but once you start cooking it, it is going to shrink down. And once it does cook and it becomes translucent, that's when you know it's ready to move to the next step. So what you're going to do is you're going to give this a quick toss, because of course at this point we don't want anything to burn, and as you can see, I'm starting to move it off to the side. If you can remember, I used only a half a stick of the garlic and herb in the beginning. Now I'm going to be using the other half, and this is going to be building our sauce. So with that, I'm going to come in with half of a cup of heavy whipping cream. This is going to build your Alfredo sauce. In addition to that, I'm also going to be using 2 tablespoons of minced garlic. And I'm going to be giving this a mix. At this point, we are creating our sauce. At this point also, you should be boiling your pasta noodles as well. And we're going to be adding a cup of shredded Parmesan cheese. And once you mix that in, practically that is your Alfredo sauce. You're just going to let this simmer for a little bit, maybe even garnish it with a little bit of black pepper. And from that point, give it a quick mix. Your noodles and your pasta should only take about 15 to 20 minutes to cook and to become al dente. Once your noodles are all done, and once your sauce is done, you're now going to start adding everything back into the pot. So as you can see on the screen, I'm adding my cooked chicken. So therefore the flavors can marinate together. Give it a quick stir. At this point, I also have this on low heat as well. Now I'm going to be adding in my pasta. And if you want to, you can definitely add in any other ingredient. But for the sake of this video, because it is a copycat from Domino's, all I'm going to be adding is some cherry tomatoes and mushrooms. So as you can see, I'm just going to be adding these fresh washed cherry tomatoes. And you want to add these towards the end of the cooking process. It gives it more of a fresh taste to your Alfredo. And then go ahead and top it off with a little bit of more Parmesan shredded cheese. And if you like to, you can even add mushrooms to this dish, which I did as well. I'm just going to give this a little simmer for a little bit, just so all of those flavors can marinate together. And at this point, you could turn off the heat, add your mushrooms to the pan, and just let it simmer for maybe about 1 minute to 2 minutes, and that's it. I hope you guys definitely liked this video and enjoyed this delicious recipe. I hope you give it a try and leave a comment for me. Make sure that you guys like, share, and also subscribe. And like I always say, stay strong, stay healthy, stay in the spirit. And with that, I will see you in the next video. Shalom.